sunshine. Welcome to Conversations with Celena, the podcast where we discover inspiration, motivation, and information to help you live your best life. I'm your host, Celena, aka Sunshine, and each week we'll dive into conversations with guests who share their testimonies, insights, and advice. We'll explore topics that uplift, encourage, and empower you to be the best version of yourself you can be. So tune in and let's have some fun while we explore all that life has to offer. Keep it smiling, sunshine, and let's go. Hey, sunshine. Hey. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Celena. I am super excited about today because we have not only one, but two episodes. We have one this morning, 11 Central Standard Time, and then we have another one tonight that's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to join us, share the live. Because listen, we're doing some amazing stuff over here now. We're doing some amazing things. So I'm excited about today's guest. Before I introduce her, I would like to remind you all that next month, Conversation with Celena will be in New Orleans, celebrating 6 years of conversations. And we're going to be in New Orleans. It's going to be a small, intimate group. So be sure to register at www.celenathomas.net to join us. Like I said, the seats are limited, so be sure to go ahead and join in. We're going to have a mini session of I Owe Her, and we're going to have us a light lunch. So I'm excited about that. 6 years. Okay, so if you would like to be a sponsor, if you would like to be provide a scholarship for someone who may not be able to attend, just go over to the website and register. All right, so now, without further ado, we have for you today Miss Dawn Olivia Jackson. She is a faith author, entrepreneur, and podcast host, mother, and mentor. In 2020, after losing her only son to gun violence, Dawn founded Resilience with Britt and Dawn, a podcast to help individuals push through tough times, bringing some positivity and life to the world and thrive. Resilience with Britt and Dawn transitioned in October of 2023 to Resilience with Dawn Olivia. I just love her name. I keep saying it, Dawn Olivia. She is touching lives all over through her podcast, book club, and social media influence. She's a mother of 4, parent of a murdered child, and divorcee. She embraces life, faith, and is on a call to help others be resilient. So I would love for you all to welcome to the stage Miss Dawn Olivia.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Yes, girl. Me and this my audience are full of right. I gotta give you a couple after I couldn't think. Welcome, girl. How are you today?
Thank you. I am good. I am well. Glad to be here in Olivia. Okay.
You glad to be here? And I see based on your shirt, you are enough.
Yes, y'all. That's my motto.
I love affirmations and positive, words of encouragement. That's my thing, girl. I love it. So all right. So thank you so much for joining. I know I gave an introduction, but I really would like for you to share with us a little bit about you that maybe wasn't in your bio.
Oh, she want to know the secret stuff.
Give us the secret sauce, girl.
Yeah. Well,
What they call it, the tea. Give us the
the
tea.
tea. No, right? The tea. Well, the tea, I'm glad you said that. I actually have a book club called Resilience Book Club. And we just started having meetups once a month called the Resilience Tea.
Okay, I love that.
It's about self development and growth. So if you're about that, you could join. I'm based in Arizona, but I am global. You could join on Facebook. Anyone, and know the book of the month, chime in. But
Mhm.
that's something most don't know. I am a secret tap dancer. That's the first that you have brought to you right here on Conversations with Celena that I have
Okay.
shared. Yeah, that's my joy. That's my heart. I love to dance. I'm praying, girl, that my church will bring praise dancing in for adults because that's what I used to do back home in Chicago. Although that's where I'm from, I miss it. I do. And I need to get moving. Getting up to an age, I
Well,
need to
bring
start.
it on. Did you ask them? Did you present it to them?
They are starting with the children, actually. So we'll see how that goes.
You up next, girl. You up next.
It's okay. It's okay. Whatever God ordains, you know what I'm saying? It's all in his time. But those
Yes,
are a few things about me. Many don't know that I do, who I am. And the rest you said, I'm a mom. I'm a mom to the core. My kids are adults, as you said. I lost my son against gun violence in June of 2020. And I march and I rally for better gun laws. That's a bit more that people don't know I do behind the scenes.
ma'am.
With every town and demand action, moms demand action. Um, because it's just part of my heart. I'm actually part of a fellowship with them. When we're going down. Actually, I'll be in Washington D.C. in June, doing some things out there. But yeah, that's who I am, and a lover of God. He is the head of my life, and I can't do nothing without him.
Amen. Amen. So, the loss of your son, I know that now you're an activist for changing the gun laws and things. So what has happened from 2020 up until now that you would like to share that might be different that we might not be aware of?
Um, I want to say in each state, um, actually log in and see what your state senators are doing. See if your councilmen are on board about the laws that's happening in your state. But federally, overall, we are making some strides. Um, they are actually putting in place, it's a bill. I do not know the number. I should have wrote this down because y'all, I'm actually with her by via my phone, and that's where all my notes are. Selena, unfortunately. um,
I know
but
it wouldn't be social media without the technical difficulties. So
Look,
we know,
y'all,
we understand.
ah, but it's a bill out. I will, if they could actually go and look on my Facebook page, just like all on my personal Facebook page. But it's a bill out now that we're actually backing every town that um, is making it a little bit more technical for people to be gun licensed. Um, that is on the ballot now. There's also another bill that's talking about if these businesses that are licensed to license people to carry, um, if they are like deemed three or more times, probably for any event of crime that has happened from a gun that's registered to their business or anybody for sex trafficking or whatever, they're going to ding that. They're going to rift them. So that's my summary of it. It's a little bit more technical than that, Selena. But those are good votes. Actually, that's happening here in Arizona that I would like the Arizonians to look at. So when you get up to vote, um, that we do what's right, so we can protect our loved ones, so we just can protect everyone. We're not saying you can't be a gun holder, not trying to rip that from you, but we want to make everyone safe. Meaning lock your guns up at home, let's not try to push this bill forward where they're allowing people to have guns on college campuses. You know what I'm saying? We don't need everybody shooting. You know, we need everybody thinking, using their brain, their heart, and let the like legal legalities, like the police, whoever the security, let them handle that, and we do our part. I might get a lot of feedback on that, Selena, but it's okay because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But that's what I'm helping rally for, and that's dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and you would think everyone would feel that way, to be, let's be more responsible about who we allow to carry. But it really has been just out of control because children should be safe at school. Children should be safe outside. It shouldn't
Yeah,
be, these neighborhoods are so unsafe that your kids are not even able to go out and play.
I agree.
Now,
I
how old was your
agree.
son?
My son was 18 years old. He had just graduated high school. Um, and yeah, his demise came. Somebody, how I take it, the disturbed person, that's what I call it, because they still haven't found out who murdered my son. But I believe this young boy, that's who I believe. I have a theory in my mind of who I believe done it. But they're going through something. Um, but I heard, I ate that they decided at that time that my son's life was not of importance, that he didn't have to be, that he shouldn't be here on this earth anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was 18, just graduated high school. And yeah, someone just came and took his life, you know. Um, and it might have not been their reason, maybe, you know what I'm saying? It might have not been technically what they came for here, but I don't know. I don't know, but he's not here anymore. Happened in June 2020. Um, so I believe up there with God, watching.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Whew, that's so heavy. And I have a friend also who lost her son, and they have not been able to locate or identify, the people
Mm,
responsible for it. And I mean, she's been looking. There's rewards available for anyone that has information, but everyone just, they're being quiet. No one is coming
I,
forward to say anything. So,
yeah, yeah. I understand her agony. It's been what 5.5 years now since my son gone. It's technically a cold case. Um, but I still have hope. I have hope in God because He promised me victory. He promised that to all of us.
mhm.
And when due time is supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. And you know what? If it doesn't happen, Selena, I'm actually okay with that. Um, I've kind of made peace in my heart, and I say kind of because it's not 100%. I won't lie about that. It still stings. It still hurts. Um, Yet I believe I have forgiven this person. I believe if it do comes to fruition where they find out who done this, we go to trial or whatever. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him to see what was happening in his life then and see what's happening in his life now. Um, Unfortunately, he might spend the rest of his life in jail, but I know I won't push for the death penalty because it's huge here in Arizona. Um, if you get, a murder charge and you found guilty. Um, that I know I won't push for, but we have to start caring for people. It's a lot of people that's lost and broken, you know, um, that's, they need to listen to ear. They really need some genuine help. Um, because some of us parents are doing, some of us grandparents are doing tired. And it's a trickle effect. I believe it's a domino effect, and it happens to people doing what they do, you know. Um, so that's my stance. I want to love more. I want to help more. Um, and that's what I'm here doing, with my uh, podcast platform, I believe.
Because when people have hurt you and things like that, forgiveness is very difficult until you consistently pray for that person. It's like
Yeah.
you can't love and pray for the person and still continue to have that. I guess I don't know. Sometimes it's hate. Sometimes it's just the unforgiveness.
Mm.
Sometimes it's anger. Sometimes it might be a little bit of all of it, but the more you pray and the more you love on them, and like you're trying to understand like this person's position, where they were in life, what were they thinking. Um, I don't know if it's someone that your son knew. Sometimes it could be jealousy. Sometimes it could just be an act of violence where they're trying to. I may not even your son may not have been even been the target, just could have been in the crossfire or something. So it's so many scenarios, especially since it is a cold case that leaves you unsure, could be unsettled, but because of your faith and because of how you're moving,
Yeah.
praying for the person and just believing God in this situation, your heart has to soften toward it. So it may not be 100% right now, but you're working toward that. And as you help people along this journey, other mothers that have experienced this, other people that have been through troubled times, it only strengthens you.
Yes. No, true. And I can't say, Selena, I believe it is personal. They actually came to our house. Um,
Oh,
my son got murdered on our front doorstep of my house. We no longer have that home anymore, but um, my youngest daughter at the time was home when this happened, and she FaceTimed me after everything happened. You just saw the fear on her face, and she just told me Josiah had worked. Maybe he had an argument with somebody. He answered the front door and had an argument with someone, and that's when she heard the gunshots. So it was personal, you know. I believe because they knew where my son lived. They came there for a reason, for a purpose. Um, we're believing it was to cause harm. Um, so who knows? It could be any type of reason why that person came to the door and did what they did.
hmm.
Um, but yeah, that I can't say it was personal because they came to our house. I was working that night. I was married at the time. My husband, he was working that night too. It was just my son, my youngest daughter home. She was 16. He was 18. And yeah, it happened. And that was one long night. It was one long night. And a long 2 days because they rushed him to the hospital, performed surgery. But he ended up dying 2 days later after that, um, June 27th. Um, I remember it because it's my son. I remember it because it's the same day my mom passed. Um, and it's just funny. It's just funny how life goes, to me. And I say funny because I use um, I use jokes, I use comedy to push through things. Because again, laughter is good for the soul. You
It
know,
definitely is.
yeah, I believe it helps you get through tough times. I believe it helps you heal, and I believe it helps you just to release. You know, it just warms you up, feels fuzzy. But
I,
yeah,
I love to laugh, girl, and feel free to incorporate any type of joke that you feel like it because I love to laugh as well. And sometimes
yes,
I know people are like, girl, this is not the time to laugh. I know me and my friend, something will happen in church, and I know they think we just being so disrespectful, but it's like an inside joke. It has nothing to do with church or anybody in church. And oh my God, it's so hard
that
trying to
part.
pull the laughter in.
Yes, yes, that part. That's real.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
true. That is so true.
And it's unfortunate too because I know I can't walk outside the front door without being on camera. It's
Mhm.
unfortunate that no one had any type of camera footage or anything.
So you know what's crazy? At the time, which was crazy, I was actually um, trying to get my husband at the time to put up security cameras, get a system put in place. Um, so my son came to live with me from living with his father out in Chicago. It didn't go too well out there. Actually went through a long legal court battle, but I got him back, and I'm firm believer the spiritual world is real. You know what I'm saying? We're
Mhm.
battling that spiritual world, and if we could stay in tune with God in that spiritual realm, things around us will be okay. Not getting like it's going to be perfect. We still don't have our trials and tribulations. But that spiritual realm, it follows you. Those spirits follow you. You have good and you have bad, you know. And that's what I was trying to explain to my husband at the time. I know the spirits that walk around my son. My son, I tell people, was about that life in Chicago. He was about the gang life in Chicago. He still had that mentality. This was a heart to heart conversation I had with him when he came back home with me to Arizona. Um, and he did good. I want people to know my son did well. He did not stick to that life. His friends were, some of them were about that life. So he was guilty by association, out here in Arizona. Um, I get that. I get that. He wasn't perfect. None of us was perfect. But he made his strides. He stayed focused and graduated school while he was working at Popeyes. He went and got hired full time at Amazon. He never got to start, because his life was taken. And he signed up for HVAC school. After his death, Celena, I had a few guys come to me and told me how Josiah helped him get out the gang life. And I was floored. I was like, my God, my son was living his purpose. I believe that was part of his purpose here on earth. He helped them get out of that life. Some of them were in school, some took up a trade, um, some was just working and they left it. I was like, oh my God, like how? You know what I'm saying? Because you hear all these stories,
Mhm, mhm.
Um, but that is what I pride on. That's my proud mama moment whether folks, whatever, believe. I believe my son was actually living in his purpose while he was here the short 18 years here on earth. Um, so I take that, I take that. I thank God. I'd be like, wow, even though he's gone, I know God didn't want that to happen, but it happened, you know? And so now what they say, you take lemons and make lemonade.
That's right.
So
That's
that's
right.
what I'm doing with this trauma, with this, wrongdoing. I started my podcast from that, you know, resilience, um, helping people learn. You can come back from the hurt. You can come back from that trauma. You can come back from that difficult time and make it into something and use it for greatness. You know,
Greatness.
yeah, yeah.
So your son was able to use his bounce back for greatness, and now you're using your bounce back for greatness, because he changed
Exactly.
people's lives to where they turned away from that life.
Yes.
So, that is, like you said, a proud mommy moment for you.
Yes. Yes.
And I know,
Totally.
like, when we bounce back from things, we're not the same person, you know, as the version of we were
Yeah.
prior to the bounce back. So I know you talk about resilience, but tell us a little bit about, the bounce back. And if someone is going through something, how do you find that bounce back in you? Because I know I may
Yeah.
feel like, okay, I've bounced back, but I also think about the little girl
Yeah.
prior to the abuse. Like,
Yes.
just like who she used to be and now who I have to be because of this and because of that. Like, I know I'm not the same. I know I'm not even the person that I would have been had I not went through all of that, because it changes you. You bounce back, but
Yeah.
you come back a completely different version of who you would have been.
Yeah. 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 Um, that's some mirror reflection work is what I call it. Like you
Hmm.
have to start being honest with yourself and look at your inner you, like you're saying, go back to that child because it triggers a lot, you know. Um, and be honest with yourself, you know, pinpoint your pain, talk about it. May it be with a friend, a girlfriend, or maybe with a stranger. I find it easier to talk to strangers. I don't know why, but um, um, or even a therapist. Go get some counseling, some therapy. It's okay. It really
Hmm.
is. But it starts with you acknowledging your pain. It starts with you um, acknowledging that you hurt. That you are really hurt, and it's not okay. Um, so that's, I believe, is the start point on your bounce back, on being resilient, is identifying that pain, identifying that hurt. Um, so you can start peeling back the layers of it. So you can start your healing process, you
Mhm.
know. And everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different, you know. So that's where I believe the starting point is, to help with that bounce back. Yeah.
Definitely, I love the mirror work because that is part of the framework for I owe her, and the beginning of it is reflection. Reflecting on the past, reflecting on the version of you, like I said, that existed before trauma,
Yeah.
before abuse, before all of the things. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I love that because that is very important. That's a great starting point.
Hmm. It is. It is. And then just continue it, you know. Start journaling. That's what I like to do. Um, Start taking yourself out. And when I say out, like go outside, get some air. Um, it's okay to start living again, you know, and it's going to be small steps, you know, until you fully learn to love you again, to be okay with that hurt, to be okay with what happened to you or what happened to a loved one, you know, um, and sit with God. I'm a firm believer we need that quiet time with God, because if we have too much input coming in, too much noise, you're not hearing him. We're not feeling him, his presence, you know? And that's something I had to learn to do, you know, because I just wanted to be busy, busy, because it felt like it numbed, you know, the pain, you know, whatever happened.
Mhm.
Um, but we have to take some time out with God. Like we have to be intentional about that. Even if it's just 10 minutes, start small and build gradually, because it will grow. That relationship with God the Father, it will grow. And you're going to feel Him comfort you, His arms around you. I don't know how to explain it anymore, you know. And peace will come. It will.
I know, because I feel like I can so relate to that being busy, because if you're busy, you don't have time to sit in it, you don't have time to think about it. And then, you're identifying yourself as being resilient and strong, but it's like, are you waking up doing what people feel like you should do every day? Or are you
Good.
waking up and doing what God intended for you to do? And so I'm very careful whenever I talk about like what I'm doing, because I don't want to be like, the Lord told me. No, the Lord probably told you to go be still. and
That part.
and you out here running around talking about I'm doing the Lord's work. And sometimes you do. You just have to make time on a regular basis, like daily, to just sit and be still, to journal, to listen. And I
Yeah.
mean, you're so right on every point. Because like I said about my friend, I know she just went in such a dark place. I have a friend who lost her son to gun violence. Also
Mm.
had a friend who lost her son to an overdose.
Wow.
And
Yes.
it
Mm.
changes you forever. And even though
Uh,
you have kids to still live for, it's just something about it that I just have witnessed is so hard and so difficult that you don't even know how to help them other than just show up and say, I love you. Because what else can you do? What else can you say? And their grieving process sometimes just spirals downward.
yeah.
And it's hard to pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
And that's good, Selena. That's good. That's what I tell everyone. Just be there. Just be that listening ear, because there's really no words. Like you saying, I love you. I'm here. You
Mhm.
know, because sometimes we don't want to hear none of that. You know, sometimes you just don't. You just want a body there, because it's comfort. You know, um, I did write, Selena. Boy, I am so, I'm having some brain fog right now. Okay,
It's
menopause.
okay. Take your
Um,
time, girl.
but
Take your time.
no, I wrote an ebook, Selena, to help. I actually generalize it to help moms that lost children, but I believe it can help anyone that's going through a grief that has lost, anyone. Um, and I am just really drawing a blank, but it's on my website somewhere. They can find it there. Resilience W, dawnolivia.com. And they just scrolled all the way to the bottom. You'll see my ebooks there. Um, and I believe it's a good tool that'll help going through that grief process. You know, um,
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's just something that I created while I was going through my process, and I'm still it. You know, it doesn't end, but it gets better in time, if I could say that. Because you don't want to get so stuck in grief where you're out of commission. You know what I'm saying? It was hard to get up in the morning. And I'm talking years later, because I promise you, those first 3 years, man, it floors you. Um, you push through, and I push through because I keep my faith in God. Because people always ask me, how do you do it, dog? How are you just here and you smiling and you doing this and that? And I'm like, it's God. I can't tell you any other way. But it's God. Because if I gave into me and Dawn's power, no, it wouldn't be happening. I'll be sitting right here in the corner rocking, talking about woe is me, why God, and still crying, boo hoo. And I'm telling you, sometimes you need that though. You need to get that out because the crying, it cleanses you, I believe. So
Mm-hmm.
you need those moments. So I want people to hear me clearly. You need those moments. And I'm not telling you how to grieve because again, everybody's grieving process is different. But you want to come to a point where you want to start healing and see what you could do with that grief to see if you could turn it around for good, you know? Because I believe that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other. I believe we've been through certain things so we could be there for somebody else that's going through it. I had a good friend, actually had her on my show, Celena, a little bit back, Sabrina Shine. She lost her daughter some years ago. She's a real good friend of mine. Um, and she was just there for me when this happened with my son. Like I don't know what I would have done without her during that time. She helped me pull together a memorial for him back home in Chicago, and just pull things together. She was just there, just there. No questions, no asking. She just did. And I was like, my God, I would never forget. And her and I don't even talk every day. We're not like meeting up all the time or whatever. But that right there, that's a true friend. That's a true friend. That's a sister, forever. I will always be here for her. If she ever needs anything, any help, assistance. And I'm just grateful for that. So, community, tap
Mm-hmm.
into your community. Sometimes we do withdraw, and it takes a while. I get it because you're trying to understand. You're trying to understand what happened. You're trying to understand what you went through, what your loved one went through, the loss you done had. You know, um, so just take your time. Take your time and you're gonna know when it's time. Take action so you don't be stuck. So you can still live life, So you could live out the purpose that God gave you for here on earth. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because our time from start to end, you don't realize at the start how short it is until you get closer to the end. It's like,
Yes.
oh my God, you just blink and here you are about to be 54 years old or however
Look,
old you are. That's my
look,
story. Just like,
look. I'm about to be 49. I'll be 50 next year. I'm like,
come
it's
on over here to
crazy.
the 50 Club, girl. Come on. We
Yes.
welcome you in.
Well, thank you. I'm ready. I'm ready for this menopause to be full blown and get over with. That's what I'm waiting on. I celebrate it. I know people are like, woo, because I am these hot flashes, something else. But yeah, I'm ready for my 50s. I am. I'm grateful. I'm grateful just to be here. Because most of my family, they died. They died young. And I'm like, God, come on. Please keep using me. Still need me here on this earth, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. I know you said your youngest daughter was there with your son. How is she coping and the other siblings? How are they doing?
That's a good question, Selena. So I did an episode called "My Prodigal Daughter." My youngest daughter that experienced that trauma actually stopped talking to me when she turned 18, graduated high school, got a good job, but she moved out. She moved out and had a heated conversation. I say heated because I don't argue with people. I sit there and I listen. and then I try to vocalize, you know. um, but yeah, she has left. She's 21 now. That stings. It hurts. Um, but she's out there living. I do get a little updates from my second oldest daughter because she does keep in tune with her. I know she did start therapy finally because when I tried to do it early on, she didn't want to, and the therapist told me it has to be at her time. She has to be ready. So I just pray. I'm a praying mama. I'm a praying warrior. I believe I'm an intercessor prayer, and I just go and I go in. Um, so I
Awesome.
want to say I know it did hurt her. I know she has been traumatized because she saw him. You know what I'm saying? She saw the aftermath. I didn't. I wasn't there. I got to the hospital. You know, I had to run from here in Arizona. It's called the East Valley, and I had to go all the way to the West Valley. That takes it depends on traffic. It wasn't no traffic that night. It was late, and I was hitting. I was like Indy 500 that night, so it took me probably about 25 minutes. Lord, forgive me, and thank you for keeping me covered. But I hit it. I hit it, girl.
Woo!
Um, but she was home. She had to deal with that. And I know it has hurt her. I'm believing this is what's happening with her, and she's trying to come into her and knowing who she is, and trying to deal with her healing and that trauma. But my other two daughters, I want to say they're handling it okay. They do have their moments. They'll chime in. Because we do. I check in with my daughters. Ever since this happened, I try to check in with a lot of people, and some they probably like, "Dawn, no, you need to call me." But I try to be more intentional about life now. It's really
Mhm.
fragile because we don't. I know we hear it all the time. You never know, when it's gonna happen. When your day comes, it's real, y'all.
It's
It's
for
really
real.
real. So I want us to live more intentional in life, and don't let the noise affect you. Love on people, forgive, have those hard conversations. And if it dismantles that relationship, meaning whether it's romantic, friendship, whatever, platonic, whatever, it happens. But you tried. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
some things you do have to let go. But I just want to say live intentionally, y'all. We have to live with intentions. We really do.
That's so true. Um, I fly and I don't usually like feel any type of way. And this last time, it was almost like I was thinking, do I need to cancel this flight? Because I don't know if it's just because of so much that's going on, with the TSA and all that, it just could have been
Yeah.
a number of things that had my emotions all over the place. But I almost canceled. I said, you know what? If it's not meant for me to go, I won't go. But I'm moving forward and I'm going. And when I tell you, I made it there and I made it back. And I was
Amen.
like, oh, thank you. But that last flight, oh, that turbulence had me questioning, like, oh my God, cancel. Woo, and when he hit, I mean, you know how some of them they have a smooth landing. It was rough, but we landed, and I was so thankful to have my feet back on solid ground.
Yeah.
But
Amen.
it just reminded me that you don't ever know when it's going to be your time, and when it is, it just is. And so
Yeah.
people try to discourage you from living life
Yeah.
because of, oh, anything could happen, or you shouldn't be moving around, or you shouldn't be doing this.
Hmm.
It's just your time, like it's already there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, just keep on living life and keep on doing the best that you can, and check on people,
Yeah.
check on them and see how they're doing. And I hear all the time, check on your strong friends. And honey, when I
Yes.
tell you it's a true statement. Check on the strong ones because we're all going through. But I
Amen.
think the stronger ones have so much pressure on them because people expect them to show up
Yeah.
constantly with
Yeah.
1,000%. And they're the ones that struggling probably the most.
I agree. No, I totally agree. And I want to say, keep building your relationship with God. That's what's going to bring you peace. That is your weapon, in earth to fight what's happening. Because again, it is a spiritual warfare happening, y'all. That's what's happening and what's causing what's happening in this earth. It's real, you know. Um, so stay close to God. That's what I wanted to say, Celena, stay close to God. Seriously.
That's awesome. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I come over on your podcast now.
Please, I would, yes, come talk with us. Yes, we want to hear your story. I believe it helped. You know what I'm saying? We have these stories to help others. I totally believe that. Totally.
Yeah, and it does, like you're talking about your youngest daughter, it takes time to embrace
Yeah.
the things that you have encountered and how you process it. And in our journey, we get so misunderstood, you know.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
glad that you're able to recognize and identify that she is dealing with the aftermath
Totally.
of
Totally.
witnessing, you know, what happened to her brother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe, and it could be something in my parenting. You know what I'm saying? That was something indirectly done. I don't know. I won't know until she actually comes to the table and have this conversation. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So we could get some healing, some understanding, and move forward. You know, because I love my daughters. I love all my children. God loaned them to us. You know, they're not ours; they're His. You know, and we tried our best with the tools that we had to raise them. You know, um, and that saying, as they say, when we know better, you do better. You should, you really should. Some don't, but you should, because it's about the action that you have to take. You know, that's when things will start being better. When you take that action, and that's
Take that.
everything.
Mhm.
Yes,
That's right.
yes,
So if you could describe like where you are right now, since you have been through so much, I know like your daughter, your son, your husband, just your life, like, you know,
yeah,
it's just such a blessing to still be here and to
yeah,
be able to share your testimony. But if you could use one word to describe the current season that you're in right now, what would that one word be?
yeah. Faith. It's- I'm so
That's the
serious.
word for today, yesterday, tomorrow, and forever, right?
It is faith. I'm telling you, it's faith. When I look back, as you were saying, everything that I've been through, and some of these things were caused by me, y'all, because we make some choices that ain't so good, and we all have to deal with the consequences of everything that happens. You know, but faith. My word is faith. Again, without God, nothing, and He gives you that now faith. You know, I believe that's you somewhere in Hebrews, y'all. um, but that's the word. It's faith. Do that faith walk. Trust God, because He truly does have your best interest at hand. You know, um,
Mhm.
we can do all things with God as long as we believe and have faith. You know, yeah, that's where I'm at. It's faith. It's faith. Seriously, it's faith.
Yeah, that one is Hebrews 11 and 1. My number is 111, 11, 11, 11. Like this, I always see those numbers, but it's Hebrew 11 and 1, the now faith.
Amen. Amen. And now you say that my son's birthday was 11/11. Some people will see me post that it's 11/11, and every time I see it, and it's not intentional. I'll look at the time and it's 11/11. I'll be like, all right, Lord, and I see it a lot. And I just
Me
like, all right,
too.
Joe. I just tell Joe, I'll be like, you watching over me, you looking. All right, God, what we doing? You know?
Hmm. Yeah, it's not intentional for me either. It's 11, 11, and 333 seems like the ones that I see
Mhm.
the most.
Mine's a 777. I see it everywhere, at least twice a day. And I don't, I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm tapping in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm tapping in. I'm listening.
Right. I
Um,
don't know exactly what it means, but
Tap into your faith, you know? Um, yeah.
mhm.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we're going to hop on over here to just a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to close it out. Thank you so much for joining, but we'll be right
Thank
back,
you.
y'all. Hang tight, my sunshine. Conversations with Celena. We'll be right back. Hey, sunshine. All right. So we're gonna close it out, but I have just a couple questions as closeout questions for you. I know you said that you love to dance, right? So what
Yeah.
this is like on the spot question, right? You say you love to dance. So what is your power song that you go to when you need to get back up and get with it? Be resilient. What is that go-to song for you?
Oh my God. Oh, that's a good question. Man, it is actually Ty Tribbett. I think it's called New. I think
New,
it's what it's called
new, new,
New.
new.
Man, that gets me going. I'm like, cause God doing something. He
So
working, and that new is
new,
coming, and it
yes.
just get me going. I'll be like, yes, Lord, speak, and then I'll go over to some Pastor Mike Jr. Yeah, but I love all his hits, and it gets me, it gets my spirit going. Yeah,
Yeah, and Ty is always just hyper. He just
I love it. I love his energy.
yes, energy through the roof.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, ma'am. So, my other question is, if you had to tell someone today, I know I said a lot, but
yeah,
if you could take one thing away from today's episode, this is what I want your one takeaway to be.
yeah. You matter. You are enough. Yeah, that's my one takeaway. I want everyone to know you are enough despite what happened to you, despite what you're going through. You are enough. Yeah.
Girl, you could have kept going on that. It sounded like you was about to go in. So
I was
I
like,
was here
she's
for it,
wrapping up
girl.
though.
You are enough. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through, you are enough.
Yes, you matter. Okay. Just know that. Start loving on you. Seriously. Because you matter despite what's happening in this world, despite what our government is doing. You matter. And know that God got this and God got you. Yeah, most definitely.
Yes, yes, yes. I promise I was ready. I said, "Ooh," I told her we was closing out, but she could go in on that one because I love that. You hear what I'm telling you? For so
Yes.
never thought I was worthy. For so long, I never thought I was enough. For so
Ditto.
long, I saw
Ditto.
myself the way like
Yes.
just
Ditto. I've been there, y'all. I'm telling you. That's why I'm here today. Just a living, walking testimony. And I want
amen.
everybody's stories to be heard because you matter and you are enough. Seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to schedule my time over there with you, girl. We're gonna have a real good time.
Yes, please.
Yes. And I think the last thing, and I love this one just because I always think back about my younger self, you
Yeah.
know. And so I just really love closing with this question. If you could tell your younger self, the younger Dawn, something, what would you tell her?
Man, younger Dawn. Younger Dawn.
We know
Man,
you would tell her you are enough and you matter. So we know you would tell her those two things.
most definitely. But I would tell her to listen to you. Um, go with your first mind. It's okay. Um, learn you and do you. That's what I would tell my younger Dawn. Because I always lived through everybody else. I lived through what my mom, who she wanted me to be, and who she was molding me and doing. Ugh. Not actually learning who I was and growing. And I saw how that trickled in my adulthood. I started doing it with, my husband's, you know. Um, so listen to you, Dawn. Listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And I think I don't know like your story, your childhood story, but I know that some things that you go through definitely turn you into people pleaser and you don't really know
Hmm.
who you are. And
Hmm.
you become a grown woman, single, divorcee, all
Yeah.
the things, all those labels and titles, but you don't even know who you are. And
Yeah.
so when someone asks you, well, what do you do? And what do you like? I remember I told the doctor asked me that question, like, who are you? And I went through this long list of mothers, students, HR. He said,
Yeah.
"You've told me what you do. Tell me
Right.
who you are." Well,
Mhm.
I don't even know who that is without what I do, you know? So, so
That's good.
it's a process of sitting with yourself and journaling, learning what
Yes.
it is that you like to do because you've been told for so long what you're good at, what people want out of you, and
Yeah.
all of those things that you don't know who you truly are. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I say real fast, Selena, to help with that, practice gratitude. Um,
love gratitude, girl.
that speaks to you.
Mhm.
And not to toot my horn, Selena, but I do have a small journal that I have on Amazon, and it's called Resilience. That's a gratitude journal, and it gets your wheels turning, so you can um recognize you, and work on you. So I throw that out there.
Girl,
Work
you
on
have to throw. We're gonna put it right on out there. Because listen, I love that. Things that I want to get the ball moving. And should Tamaya don't come for me because she'd be like, "Girl, you should already had that done." But you know, it's something that I do like to practice, and it's like my numbers 333. You know, waking up with your top three things that you want to get done, three things that you're grateful for, and three
nice.
affirmations. Girl,
I
I love
love that.
so. I don't know how to get it going. I'm gonna have to get it going, girl. But yes, resilience. I love that. So on Amazon, Resilience by Dawn. Do you have your whole name, Dawn Olivia?
It's Dawn O. Jackson.
Dawn
Yes.
O. Jackson on Amazon, Resilience Journal. And then you have an ebook.
Yeah, my ebooks are on Kindle right now. That's where you could get them on Kindle. Um Lord, resilience, snapback. It's a snapback compilation of resilience. You'll see them all. Just put in my name, and I have like three ebooks on there that you could check out. One helps with your grief, your loss, and the other two talk about resilience, helping you build that resilience skill set in you, so you can bounce back. Yeah.
Well, baby, we all need a little bounce back power because the past few years, whoo, be
My
like
God,
ready to
I'm
take you
telling
out. And once you've contemplated suicide and attempted suicide, you're like, life is so precious. I can't even imagine doing that. But sometimes you hit rock
you.
bottom and it's so
Yes.
low you can't even think about tomorrow,
Yes. That is true. That is
much
true.
less the future. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That is true. I've been there too, Selena. I hate to say it, but I did try to take my life. I took a whole bunch of pills, y'all. I did when I was going through my domestic violent marriage, my first marriage. Yeah, I tried to take myself out. I just thought it would be better for everybody. The kids, I was like, the kids would go somewhere. Maybe my parents would take them because they were alive at the time. But yeah, you just want to numb it. You want it to go away. But once you start working on you, loving you, like you're saying, knowing who you are, knowing that God got you, yeah, you're gonna push through. You are gonna bounce back. I promise you that.
Hmm. And resilient is going to become your middle name.
Amen. Amen.
You're gonna be like, if that didn't take me out, I know this little bit you trying to put me through, not about to, it's not even about to phase me, because the
Yes.
enemy definitely comes back and try to come back stronger. Like, oh, she got back up from that. Let me try this. Oh, she got
What?
back up from that. I know this gonna hit her hard, but
Yeah, and just remember what he here for. He here to steal, kill, and destroy.
mhm,
Because that's all he know how to do. And y'all, he used the same tactics over and over again. So get in y'all Bible, study their word for you. I'm not saying you got to memorize the whole Bible. We ain't all got to be scholars. But get some of that in your heart because that's your weapon, that's your sword, and that builds your relationship with God. It's about relationship with God, you know? Um, so you can bounce back. And just again, Selena, if y'all need help with that, like seriously, go listen to some of my episodes. Resilience with Dawn Olivia. I'm on any podcast platform. I'm even on Audible. And I share other people's stories, not just my own, because I want you to have that help. We all need that help and some community. And I believe that is what I'm forming, what God put in my lap to do here on earth. And I just thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this, Selena.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing some of your story. I am truly thankful and blessed by everything that you've shared. Can't wait to go listen to more episodes just so I can learn more about Dawn O
Yes.
and that bounce back power because we
Yes.
definitely go through some of these things and it
Yeah.
will help other people. It's not just for us. I'm like, Lord, this pain cannot be in vain. And
Exactly.
so we got to use it for God's glory and say, this is what
Amen.
God did for me. And if He did it for me, He can definitely do it for you. And I'm a walking, talking, living testimony because listen, I'm not even supposed to be here.
Come on now. Say that.
Not
Say
even
that.
supposed
You
to be
go,
here.
girl, you
And
gonna get me out here shouting.
I'm gonna knock this backboard down because I'm gonna be right here shouting with you because oh my gosh, yeah,
Amen.
just thankful, just thankful, thankful, thankful. Cannot
Yes.
like I don't even have enough tongues to say
I'm trying to tell you.
how thankful I am to still be here. Even though it gets dark sometimes, it
Yeah.
ain't been dark
Come on.
like it was in my past for a long time.
Come
So
on.
yeah,
Amen. Amen.
yeah. So you hang tight, don't you hang up. But for the rest of you all, thank you so much for joining. Dawn said it today. You are enough. You
Yeah.
matter. Don't give up. Do your mirror work. Do your journal work.
Yes.
Attitude of gratitude. Getting your word. I mean,
Man.
she brought so much today. And if you are a divorcee, look at
Yes.
her. You can
Come on.
bounce back from that. If you've lost a child, look at her. You can bounce back from that. So she shows you in her books, in
Yeah.
her life, that God
Amen.
will give you the bounce back power that you need to go forth and to prosper in
Amen.
Jesus' name. So thank y'all for joining. Please share the video and come back tonight at 7 p.m. We will have Josh Wagman, and he's going to be telling us how to live life, right? A
Amen.
healthy life, not to have a stroke, not to have a heart attack, not to have dementia. And he does it in a fun way. All
Oh.
right. Until later tonight, y'all keep it smiling, sunshine. Mwah.